The Bad Batch is the nickname for experimental Clone Force 99. Clone Force 99 was named after Clone 99. He was disabled in the cloning process and worked in the cloning facilities on Kamino. He'd watch his clone brothers train, grow, and join the Grand Army of the Republic, a fate he was meant for and would never realize. He died defending the facility during the Clone Wars. Clone Force 99 took up 99's name to honor him because the members of the unit are all different from the majority of the clones. Originally, it was composed of 4 members, all with genetic defects, but defects that the Kaminoans saw as advantageous. The unit's roster would change over time, but all the members coming in were also different in their own way. Along with each individual's unique abilities, they were given special gear to assist them in their missions. The original 4 were given customized katarn-class commando armor. Armor superior in structure and functionality compared to that of a regular clone trooper, or regs as members of the Bad Batch would call them. Along with a black and red paint job, the Bad Batch sported a skull and 99 written in Arabesh somewhere on their uniform. While most clone troopers traveled in groups along with their Jedi commanders, the Bad Batch were given their assignments remotely and sent on their way. Their home base was on Kamino, but long stretches would go without them returning for a break. They were given their own Omicron attack shuttle named the Marauder. When the Bad Batch was still doing missions for the Grand Army of the Republic, they were known for having a 100% success record. This is even more impressive considering they were usually called into nearly unwinnable scenarios. When Palpatine made his move to seize control of the galaxy, he executed Order 66. Order 66 was one of many scenarios programmed into each clone trooper. The clones were all implanted with an inhibitor chip. This chip helped with their compliance in following orders, but when an order such as 66 was activated, it nearly took full control. The clones had no choice but to comply. The Bad Batch, given their mutations, either had a higher resilience to the chips, or the chips didn't work at all, except Crosshair. Crosshair stayed loyal to the newly established Galactic Empire and split ways with his brothers. Not long after this parting of ways, the rest of the Bad Batch reunite with Captain Rex. Rex's own chip was removed by Ahsoka Tano, who knew something was wrong when the clones turned on the Jedi. Rex helps the Batch, except for Crosshair, remove their own chips. The original 4 members were Sergeant Hunter, who is gifted with extremely heightened senses. He's the leader of the Bad Batch. He leads by example and is often the first man into a dangerous situation and the last one out. He's dedicated, but not a drone. Wrecker's mutation gave him incredible strength. He's much larger than any other clone. He's not the brightest member of the team, but his positive attitude helps to keep everyone going. He also loves blowing stuff up. Tech is the brains of the group. His intelligence translates perfectly to such a tech-oriented universe. He even has extra technology built into his armor that allows him an advanced augmented reality. Even though his build is slightly smaller than that of his peers and he's known primarily for his intelligence, Tech is still an integral part of combat in the group. And Crosshair. Crosshair's mutation is increased eyesight and the ability to fire a blaster at long ranges with complicated angles and quickly with supreme accuracy. The Bad Batch were helping Captain Rex and the 501st, led by Jedi General Anakin Skywalker, with a mission on Skako Minor. The mission was to rescue CT-1409, Echo. Echo was long thought to be dead after a shuttle he was attempting to secure was destroyed, with him on the entrance ramp. Echo had been badly injured in the explosion. Separatist forces found the injured body and kept him alive. They tortured and mutilated him before turning him into a cyborg. He was hooked up to a tactical computer and used as a utility, no longer allowed to be a conscious being. After his rescue, Echo was, understandably, changed. He didn't feel like he belonged with the other standard clone troopers, and took the Bad Batch up on their offer to join them. He was given permission and became the 5th member. After the Battle of Collar, the Bad Batch returned home to Kamino. They meet a young girl called Omega. It turns out Omega is also a clone, the only known female clone of Jango Fett. Omega, like Boba Fett, is a pure genetic copy of Jango Fett. This part's a little confusing to me, as multiple articles state that she's unmodified but has enhancements. I'm not sure how you can be unmodified yet enhanced, but moving on. When the Bad Batch sees the direction things are going under the Galactic Empire, they decide they've had enough. They return to Kamino to grab Omega and take her away with them. That was just a quick primer on who the Bad Batch are. If you're a newer fan or someone who needed a refresher, I hope this helped. I've been loving this series and recommend checking it out if you haven't. Although the Bad Batch was introduced toward the end of the Clone Wars, you don't need to watch that entire series to jump into this one, though I'd also recommend you check out the Clone Wars, because it's awesome. Check out this transmission next for more.